So Blizzard launched World of Warcraft Season of Mastery yesterday, which is basically the same exact thing as WoW Classic that they launched a couple years ago. So I'm sure you would be surprised to know that the launch was actually a bit more populated than people anticipated. I wasn't even on the most populated server, but there were so many people fighting for quest objectives that they did that whole peace-loving line BS. I waited like 15 minutes in line for a single level 3 quest item, but because I have morals, I couldn't do what many other people did and just skip the line entirely. But none of this matters to me. I was okay dealing with this because the main goal I had was to try the Soul of Iron challenge, World of Warcraft's official hard mode. So the first thing I did once I left the starting area was go and get the buff so I could mark myself as a true Iron Man warrior. I had prepared for this. I was going to make it extra hardcore. I was going to try to be a solo player except for dungeons, a rogue with assassination talents, and world PvPing on a high populated PvP server. I wanted to push the limits and go fight the Horde with this hunk of solid Iron Man material. Unfortunately, my journey ended in the most ridiculous way possible. Let me take 5 minutes to tell you the story of how my iron soul got ripped from my chisel gnome bod before I was even a goddamn teen. If you are familiar with the gnome and dwarf starting area of Dun Moreau, then you will remember how beautiful the snow is and how great it feels to kill massive amounts of boars to take their meat in chunks and baste their ribs in beer. But I'm also sure that you remember the dreaded Wendigo cave, a nightmare of a low-level cave that draws newbies in with its sexy Wendigo manes and then eats them alive by trapping them in the depths of the freezing tunnels. Usually, on any other day, these caves are empty, and you can take your time picking off these wonder bods of Wendigo one by one, but not today. Today was launch day, and everyone and their inbred parents decided to show up to this cave to gather Wendigo manes by the bunch. This means that if you wanted any manes for yourself, you had to be gritty, you had to be ballsy, you had to dig deep and rush headfirst into the cave, knowing what was waiting for you on the other side. I did this. I pulled up my gnome panties and caverned this cave so I could continue my quest and prove my soul of iron. I should have seen the signs. I did see the signs. I followed my senses and left the cave at first, but no Iron Man turns away from a challenge. So I went back in, all the way back in, to the back of the cave so that Wendigo could feel my presence. And at the worst moment possible, it happened again. Respawn timers were shortened at launch to make sure that players wouldn't have to spend too much time waiting on mobs to complete quests. This is a great idea usually, and I don't have much bad to say about it, except for one thing. If you are in a cave of heavenly Wendigo creatures that are angry and strong enough on their own to tear you apart limb from limb, what do you say would happen if you were to have 2 attack you, or 3? Or how about if some dumb fucking players happen to aggro the entire cave of elegant Wendigo and then run away, leaving you as a tasty little gnome meatball for these magnificent creatures to swallow you whole? You see, I am a man of adventure. I am a gnome rogue. I know what it's like to be left alone in a cage of lions drenched in A1 sauce, so I fought my way through hordes of exquisite Wendigo and tried to make a run for it, but I saw my demise staring back at me. And thus was the end of ATJack's iron soul, taken before he could even truly begin. So I decided I would wear this debuff as a reminder, vowing to take out my anger on unsuspecting Horde Iron Men. ATJack is coming for you. Thanks for watching. More Season of Mastery content is coming, with other content already available on my channel, but I hope you enjoyed this video or at least found it amusing. That is all I truly care about. Enjoy your Season of Mastery, or don't, because Blizzard, but I can't wait to see what we talk about next.